Yeah, babe, I'm alright.
I would be tired. I like got a couple hours sleep last night and I'm like, oh, I need some extra coffee, but you're just bouncing around from city to city.
Yeah, I am tired. I should be speaking. Yeah, I am tired, but it is what it is. It's what it is. It's good to see all you lot, obviously.
Are you having fun though?
Yeah, having loads of fun. Awesome. It's been amazing just being able to gauge the reaction on 3-4 tracks in the album.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a nice experience for me. I've been waiting a long time for this moment.
Right, yeah, and you just came off of a world tour. I got the opportunity to see you at the Battery in Atlanta.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it was awesome. I had no idea where I was going. My friend was like, hey, you want to go to a concert? And I have a really hard time saying no. So I was like, sure thing, let's go. She told me on the way down there, I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. It was really intimate. It was great. And one thing I really wanted to commend you on was somebody had actually passed out in the audience. And you stopped the show to make sure they were okay. And I just want to know, what goes through your mind when something like that happens?
Loads of worry. Oh, that's loud. Loads of worry. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's an element of there is only so much I can do in that situation, right. So you do feel kind of powerless and just hoping that everything's all right. You know what I mean?
I was so impressed that you just took the time to check on them and made sure they got the care they needed, and then you went on with the show like nothing happened. I was like, man, that was applause to you. That was awesome.
Yeah, well, it's important. Everyone needs to feel like safe in those situations. We always hand out water and stuff like that because it does get hot in some of those venues.
For sure. Well, Bigger Than Me, fabulous song.
Thank you.
It is awesome. The music video, beautiful. What was it like recording in Iceland?
Amazing, really amazing looking place. I wanted somewhere on this first single, the video, to kind of match the size and scale of the song in terms of how it sounds. And Iceland is just so beautiful in every direction that you look, so it made a lot of sense to do it there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I noticed that in the video, throughout, you were carrying a stick.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the video, you have a stick and you put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Meaningful. That's huge.
Yeah.
Did you come up with that yourself, or how'd that go?
I can't take credit for that, to be fair. That wasn't me. But yeah, those kind of things. It's kind of the same about my lyrics and my concepts. It's kind of open to interpretation now,
right.
In terms of what it means to everyone who watches that. I don't want to go into too much about that.
Right.
I think it's kind of, that's part of the magic, is it's open to interpretation.
Right. Well, Bigger Than Me, I feel like it is so meaningful, and it can be meaningful to so many different people in so many different ways. What is your favorite line from that song?
I've got a few, but probably the all of these voices, all these choices.
Did you read my thing? That was what mine was.
I did see that was yours.
It is just so powerful because it's like, for me, from somebody who in the past was so, cared what other people thought. It doesn't matter. It's bigger than me, as you say in your song. That's just awesome.
Yeah, exactly. That's, I have to come up against quite a lot of opinion in this job in general. So it's about kind of just sticking to your guns and just owning what you do.
Right. Well, we have a listener question right here that kind of goes in line with your songs. Let's see. It is from Kinsey. What is your favorite lyric and the one you've ever written? So on any of your albums, the favorite lyric you've ever written.
I always just go off first thing that comes to my head. So this may not be my ultimate favorite, but instinctively of the songs I've already released, probably the opening line of Walls, nothing wakes you up like waking up alone, kind of hits you right in the heart, I think. Yeah.
Right the heart. Ooh. Well, speaking of Walls and all of the songs that you've written, how do you feel like, this is a question from, let's see here, Brittany, how do you feel like your writing has evolved through Walls, One Direction, and now Faith in the Future?
I feel like every song that you write, you learn a bit more about songwriting. Lucky enough to be in the room with some amazing artists and writers, so you definitely gain something from them and every session that you have. I suppose as you get a bit older, your lyrics kind of mature with you. So I'd say the lyrics probably feel more mature than especially in comparison to some of the stuff I wrote in One Direction times.
That's awesome. I love that. So going back to Faith in the Future, the album title name. Can you talk about that? That is such a powerful title name.
Yeah, I wanted to have a kind of big title and something that was kind of thought-provoking and hopeful. That was the most important thing for me. And I had the title before I had anything else, so I was 99% sure that I wanted to have that as the title. And then I put it on my Twitter, just in isolation with no context.
Right.
and I just felt there was like this weird like magnetism towards that phrase. So it got to the point where I thought, well, it's kind of got to be this now.
Right, and you did that before everything in the world crashed.
Yeah, exactly. And then everything happened in the world, and it kind of just felt too appropriate. It felt like a good time to put out a positive message like that.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. So Carrie would like to know, are you going to be releasing an EP or deluxe edition to your album that includes your unreleased songs, such as All Along and Copy of a Copy?
There's a couple of deluxe versions knocking around on album when it comes out, I think. But I won't be the thing is with those, Copy of a Copy is on there. But there's like, I don't want to give it away too much. It's not like the studio version. But those songs that like All Along and like other demos that have kind of found their way online, they're really like a moment in time. And some of those moments in time are me kind of, it's the trial and error part of creation. So that they're not necessarily there's a reason that those songs didn't make the album.
Right,
so
right.
I don't think I'll be putting them out.
Okay, that's awesome.
But Copy of a Copy, yeah, wait and see.
Yeah, wait and see. Secret, guys. Hold your horses. Awesome. So, going on tour, what are you so excited about? What are you most looking forward to?
I mean, traveling is amazing. Definitely, and having the luxury of being able to go to so many different cities, so many different countries. But undeniably, the best thing is the shows every single night, and just kind of getting a feeling of what these songs mean to people in the room.
Right. And is it different now with COVID and everything? Is that feeling of going back on the road, is it different, or is it just kind of the same?
I think as a collective, me and the fans, because we had to wait for these live shows because of COVID, I think from personal experience, it just made me appreciate everything even more, and made everything feel even more special because we had to wait for it. Right.
Well, I mean, you definitely made your time during COVID. Can we talk about a second your world record? Your Genius World Record. I mean, so in December of 2020, you broke the record for the most tickets sold in a live stream concert for a solo male artist.
Yeah, it's a pretty long accolade, isn't it?
I know. I was like, I didn't want to like get it wrong, so I'm just gonna like add it. Nice. But bucket list item for real. That is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
I used to buy the books, like, well, I didn't buy them, but I used to get them for Christmas when I was younger, like the Guinness World Book of Records. So obviously to be in it, that's sick.
Yeah, I would go in the grocery store and like look through it while Mom was shopping. But did you get an award or anything for that? Because I feel like it needs to be like right over your fireplace.
Yeah, there's like a little plaque that they sent me.
Oh, just a little plaque.
Yeah, a little plaque. I made it sound a little bit shit, but it's cool.
Well, that is awesome, and for someone who I've heard is really competitive.
Very competitive, actually.
Competitive.
Yeah, annoyingly so.
Your favorite sport is football.
Correct.
And your favorite team is?
Go on. I thought you were going to tell me.
No,
Doncaster Rovers.
Doncaster
Rovers, where I'm from. They're not great, but it's home, innit?
Well, you played on the team, correct?
I did, yeah. I played for the reserves for I played one game for him, but I did train with him for about 3 months. It was sick. I loved it.
That's awesome, especially with how competitive you are. I really feel like you really showed them, you know.
Honestly, that was the thing. Like, people who play football, even at the reserve level, unbelievable technique. After my second session, I was dying. Like, they're fit. You've got to be fit to play football, which I am not.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. Well, we want to know. Keisha wants to know, what is your favorite tattoo and why?
I've got a funny relationship with tattoos. I like them all, but I don't really look at them that often. I'll go with this skull. I like this skull.
Is that the first one you saw?
It's pretty much the first one I saw. None of them really have any meaning. I mean, there's a couple that do, but
well, I want to know about your tic-tac-toe board.
Oh yeah.
And are we going to be playing tic-tac-toe, or?
I mean, I always win.
Yeah,
That's
it does look like you always win.
Yeah.
You pretty much settled your score there.
Yeah. Random one. Don't know why I got it, but hey, it's on my skin now. Forever.
Forever. Yeah. I love that. Well, let's get back into the music a little bit. So, what is your motivation every day to write your music? This is a question from Bailey. What keeps you going?
I think the fans, and also the fact that I feel like I've still got so much to achieve. you know, I feel like I'm finally gaining some momentum in my career now. So that's a good feeling. And there was a long time in my solo career where I kind of had to pick myself up and feel like I was going again. Whereas at the moment, I feel the momentum, so I'm just kind of rolling with it.
I love that. That's awesome. And so, your favorite song on your album? Can you share that secret? Or
Yeah, it's a song called Silver Tongues. Nobody's heard it yet, and nobody will hear it until the album comes out. I'm not going to put it on any of these kind of listening parties or anything like that we're doing. So the reason it's my favourite song is I've just got a really, really good feeling about performing it live. It feels like it's going to be an exciting one live, so that one.
Awesome. I love that. I can't wait to hear it. So Dylan wants to know, what is your favorite part about the writing process? You know, is it writing? Is it recording the album? Is it going on tours? Is it, you know, doing silly stuff like this? What would you say it is?
I'd say the very best bit is the tour shows and watching those songs kind of come to life, especially because this album was written with the intention of trying to create good live moments. I really enjoy the songwriting part of it, but there is an element of, not that it being stressful, but you know what you want the song to sound like, so you've got to get to that end goal. Vocaling it is always pretty fun because you know you've written the song and you can just enjoy singing it then.
When you start to sing, do you ever notice that maybe your song changes a little bit? Or do you say it pretty much stays the same?
It normally pretty much stays the same because like we can be quite meticulous with like specific lyric or specific melody. By the time I get into the vocal booth, it's pretty much a finished song.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, I know you have somewhere to go. You are a busy guy.
I am.
So can we take some pictures real quick?
Let's do that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Let's
nice,
go ahead
nice.
and do it.
Thanks a lot.